everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. Before we move ahead, let me inform you that these questions are part of our daily 20 MCQ series in GK Today's Academy Android application. So if you are looking for the text version of these questions and their explanations along with the interactive quiz, you may consider joining our daily 20 MCQ series in Academy Android application. So in this app course you get daily 20 MCQs, a fortnightly quiz, a monthly revision document and also category wise revision ebooks which are optimized for reading on your mobile itself. Apart from it, you are also able to access all archives of questions from January 2020 onwards. Please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay. So now without wasting any further time, let's get started.
Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 28th and 29th of November 2021. Starting with very first question, when is the World Television Day celebrated? So this day is celebrated across the world on 21st of November to mark the impact of television in the contemporary world. And the United Nations General Assembly decided 21st of November to be marked as World Television Day since the first World Television Forum was held on 21st and 22nd of November in the year 1996. So basically United Nations highlights the impact of television on decision making and bringing awareness to the major issues. Now apart from it, 20th of November is observed as World Children's Day across the world because on the same date in the year 1959, United Nations General Assembly adopted the Declaration of Rights of the Child. Also, it is the same date when the United Nations General Assembly adopted the Convention on the Rights of the Child. So this day basically aims to promote international togetherness, awareness among the children worldwide and improving children's welfare. And the theme for this year was Better Future for Every Child. Fine. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that World Toilet Day is observed on 19th of November to raise the awareness about the importance of sanitation and ensure collective action to tackle the global sanitation crisis. And the theme for this year was Valuing Toilets. Also United Nations celebrates 10th of November every year as the World Science Day for Peace and Development. Why? To highlight the role played by science in our society. And this year was the 20th edition of this particular day. And you have to tell me what was the theme for this year. Please write your answers in the comment section. Question number 2. Arif Khan from Jammu and Kashmir qualified for the 2022 Winter Olympics in which sports? So recently Arif Muhammad Khan has qualified for the 2022 Winter Olympics in Sky and Snowboard. And he has been selected in an Olympic qualifier Alpine skiing event which was held in Dubai. Also he has represented the country in many international events including World Championships, and the Winter Olympics will be held in Beijing from 4th of February to 20th of February. Now apart from it, recently Alexander Zverev has beaten Daniil Medvedev to win ATP Finals title. Also a few days back he has won Vienna Tennis Open 2021. Then Tamil Nadu has recently defeated the state of Karnataka in Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy Finals. Can you tell me with which sport this trophy is related to? Please write in the comment. Then 2025 Asian Youth Para Games will be hosted by Tashkent, Uzbekistan. Also recently, Kento Momota and An Seong has won the 2021 Indonesia Masters Tournament. Then apart from it, recently Lewis Hamilton has won 2021 F1 Qatar Grand Prix. Then India has recently won 7 medals at 2021 Asian Archery Championship. Then BWF has given the Lifetime Achievement Award to Mr. Prakash Padukone. And Novak Djokovic has recently won 37th Masters title at the Paris 2021 event. Now apart from all these things, recently Mahila Jayawardene, Shaul Balogh and Janet Britton have been introduced into ICC Hall of Fame. So these are some of the important news. Okay. Question number 3. Rani Gaidinliu Tribal Freedom Fighters Museum is to come up in which state? So Union Home Minister Amit Shah has recently laid the foundation for this particular museum in the state of Manipur through video conferencing. And the museum is to be set up at Luang Kao village, which lies in Tamenglong district, which is the birthplace of freedom fighter Rani Gaidinliu, and the estimated cost of this museum built under the is 15 crore rupees, and it is to be built under the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So she actually belonged to the Rongmei tribe of Manipur, and at the age of just 13 years she joined the freedom movement, and in the year 1932 she was arrested and sentenced to life imprisonment. Okay. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has recently inaugurated Bhagwan Birsa Munda Smriti Udyan cum Freedom Fighter Museum in Ranchi via video conferencing. And India's first food museum has recently been inaugurated in the state of Tamil Nadu, and the museum has been developed jointly by FCI and Visvesvaraya Industrial and Technological Museums at a project cost of nearly 1.1 crore rupees. Now apart from it, Hyderabad is scheduled to host the Wings India 2022, which is the flagship biennial exhibition on civil aviation, and it is to be organized from 24 to 27th of March 2022 at Hyderabad. Now apart from it, recently central government has declared the airport of Srinagar as a major airport under AERA Act of 2008. AERA stands for Airport Economic Regulatory Authority Act. Okay. Question number 4. Toliman mission, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with which field? So this mission will search for potential planets orbiting Alpha Centauri A and B, and this telescope, which is under construction, is set to be launched into low Earth orbit in the year 2023. So it is related to space exploration. Now apart from it, the 6th edition of Indo-France joint military exercise named as Exercise Shakti 2021 has been commenced at France, and the training includes mutual understanding of conduct of operations and identification of coordinated aspects required for jointly operating in a counter-terrorism environment. Also, they visited a war cemetery where 1002 Indian soldiers of World War I are cremated. Okay. Now apart from it, INS Vishakhapatnam has recently been formally commissioned into the Indian Navy in the presence of our Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh at the Naval Dockyard in Mumbai, and INS Vishakhapatnam is a P-15B stealth guided missile destroyer, and it is indigenously designed by the Indian Navy's in-house organization, Directorate of Naval Design, and has been constructed by Mazagon Dockyard Shipbuilders Limited, Mumbai. Now apart from it, the US Space Agency NASA is set to launch LCRD, that is Laser Communications Relay Demonstration, after the mission was delayed for 2 years. So this will ride to space on a United Launch Alliance Atlas V551 rocket, and it will be NASA's first end-to-end laser relay system that is sending and receiving data over infrared lasers at a rate of approximately 1.2 gigabits per second from geosynchronous orbit to the Earth. Okay. Question number 5. Which country formally declared SQUA to be a derogatory term? So USA has formally declared this as a derogatory term, And US Interior Secretary has ordered a task force to find replacement names for valleys, lakes, creeks, and various other sites on federal lands which use this particular word. Okay. So the order took effect immediately on more than 650 names of places that use this term as per the figures from US Board on Geographic Names. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that recently USA has invited proposals for a fission surface power system, and NASA is set to establish a sun independent power source for missions to the moon. Actually, as per the NASA, fission surface power could provide sustained power no matter what the environmental conditions are there on moon and Mars. Okay. Now apart from it, as per recent data by World Bank, India has received a total of $87 billion in world remittance in the year 2021, and India remains the top recipient of inward remittance, and then India is further followed by China and Mexico in this list. So do remember that USA is India's biggest source of remittance, accounting for more than 20% of total inward remittance. Okay. Question number 6. Which state is to impose a tax plan to meet the expenses of running cow shelters in the state? So in the state of Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan government has decided to set up a tax plan for cow welfare in the state, and he has announced this particular thing during a review meeting of Madhya Pradesh Gau Palan and Livestock Promotion Board, and the government is planning to impose a surcharge on the products such as liquor and services provided by local bodies to generate 100 crore rupees to meet the expenses of cow shelters. Now apart from it, the state government of West Bengal, headed by Mamata Banerjee, has launched a scheme recently named as Dware Ration for supply of ration at the doorsteps. So as part of this scheme, government would provide a subsidy of 1 lakh rupees to each ration dealer of the state to purchase a delivery vehicle. Also, we have seen that Government of Madhya Pradesh has announced to provide residential lands free of cost to the people of the state who do not own any land, and the land can be used for building own houses by the people. So these free plots would be provided under the scheme named as Mukhyamantri Avasi Bhu Adhikar Yojana. And similar on the lines of Dware Ration, Madhya Pradesh has also decided to implement a scheme named as Mukhyamantri Ration Aapke Dwar Yojana. So it will be basically implemented to benefit the poor tribal families. Okay. Question number 7. Which NGO of India has been awarded the Indira Gandhi Peace Prize 2021? So this is Pratham, which is a Mumbai-based NGO. It has recently been awarded the Indira Gandhi Peace Prize 2021, and it is a first of its kind civil society organization which works to improve the quality of education for underprivileged children in India and across the world. So its annual status of education report, that is ASER, which is based on surveying nearly 6 lakh rural Indian children, is being used as a model to assess education outcomes and learning deficiencies in 14 countries present in 3 continents. Now in the previous lecture we have seen that Indian Police Foundation has recently launched Smart Policing Index 2021, and it basically measures the public perception, dimension of trust and citizen satisfaction in the survey. So first position was occupied by the state Andhra Pradesh, second was Telangana, and third was Assam. Then also recently Indore has been declared as India's cleanest city for the 5th time in a row in the Swachh Sarvekshan Awards. Second was Surat and third was Vijayawada. Talking about state, first in this list was Chhattisgarh, and do remember that the cleanest Ganga town is Varanasi. Okay. Question number 8. Which country is set to host a summit of foreign and development ministers from the G7? So UK is set to host a summit of foreign and development ministers from the G7 in the month of December in Liverpool City. So UK is holding the G7 presidency in the year 2021, and this is the second in-person meeting of G7 foreign ministers in the year 2021. The first meeting was held in the month of May in London. So representatives from USA, France, Germany, Italy, Canada, Japan and EU would participate. Okay. Now apart from it, few days back we have seen that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Boris Johnson from UK have jointly launched a new flagship international initiative at the COP26 World Leaders Summit named as Green Grid Initiative, One Sun, One World and One Grid. So this is aimed at accelerating the development of interconnected electricity grids across the continent's countries and communities. Also, it aims to improve energy access of the poor through mini grids and off-grid solutions. Also recently, Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi has launched IRIS, which stands for Initiative for the Resilient Island States for Developing Infrastructure of Small Island Nations. So India's space agency ISRO will build a special data window for them to provide information about cyclones, floods, coastline monitoring, etc. through the satellite. Okay. Question number 9. Group Captain Vartman Abhinandan, who was awarded Veer Chakra, is from which armed force? I think you remember him. He shot down a Pakistan F-16 fighter jet in the aftermath of Pulwama terror attack, and he was awarded the Veer Chakra by President Ramnath Kovind. So the Veer Chakra is the third highest Indian military honor during wartime after Param Veer Chakra and Mahavir Chakra. So Mr. Abhinandan was a wing commander when he was captured by the Pakistan army after his MiG-21 Bison jet was shot down in a fight with Pakistan jets during aerial combat. So correct answer is he is related to Indian Air Force. Now talking about some of the important awards. Recently Doordarshan and All India Radio have won UNESCO ABU Peace Media Award. Then Anita Desai has won the Tata Literature Lifetime Achievement Award. Then Jason Mott has won the 2021 National Book Award for Fiction. And Beryl Thanga has received Manipur State Award for his novel. Then Teenage Indian Brothers have won the Children's Peace Prize for Waste Project. And lastly, Priyanka Mohite has won the 2020 Tenzing Norgay National Adventure Award. Okay. Now coming to last question. As per the recent SBI EcoRap report, what is the projected GDP growth of India in 2021 to 22? So according to SBI research report EcoRap, India's GDP growth is likely to be in the range of 9.3 to 9.6% during financial year 2021 to 22. Earlier it has estimated this forecast to be 8.5 to 9%. So also it said that around 8.1% growth would be there in the second quarter of current fiscal year, and for the financial year 2022 the RBI has estimated real GDP growth to be at 9.5%. Now apart from it, El Salvador has recently decided to issue the world's first sovereign Bitcoin bonds and build Bitcoin City, which will be free of income, property and capital gain taxes. So El Salvador plans to issue $1 billion in tokenized US dollar denominated 10-year bonds, and half of the funds of the Volcano bond will be converted to Bitcoin and the other half will be used for infrastructure and Bitcoin mining powered by geothermal energy. Now apart from it, the report on healthcare equity in urban India was recently released by Azim Premji University in collaboration with 17 regional NGOs across India. And as per this report, life expectancy among the poorest is lower by 9.1 years and 6.2 years among men and women respectively. And this is in comparison to the richest man and woman in urban areas. Also report highlights health vulnerabilities and inequalities in cities in India. Okay. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Meenu Zatsana signing off.